my name is Beyonce, and no, I can't sing, but I can draw, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so I get a lot of the same question, and that question is, how long have you been drawing, and how do you improve so fast? So I get this question all the time, and people assume that I'm going to answer like this. I've been drawing all my life. Ever since I exited the womb, had a pencil and paper in hand, and I've been drawing for so long. But the truth is, I really haven't been drawing that long. Like, consistently, I think I started my high school year, like, in the middle of my high school career or whatever. And I'm a senior now in high school, so it really hasn't been that long. And I think that I caught up with some of my peers pretty fast. So this is a picture I did on my first year of drawing. It was really bad. Oh my god, the neck. I can't even look at it. And this is the same image a year from that time. And so you can see there's like a huge jump in the skill level. And so how did I do that? That's what a lot of people ask. They're like, how did you get better so fast? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Camera angle number 2. All right, so today we're gonna draw a Procreate piece, actually my very first Procreate piece. So I thought this was the first shizzles. I was like, I will never do any better than this. So let's see if I can do better 3 years later. And Voiceover Beyonce is gonna talk about all the secrets that you can use to get better your art and what I did to advance so fast. Hello, this is Voiceover Beyonce, totally superior to normal voice Beyonce. Anyway, I'm going to give you the secrets to how to improve your art in weeks, not years. Step number 1, you're going to need a pencil, you're going to need a piece of paper, but we're not drawing, we're making lists, baby. So this was my list. I made this probably like a year or two ago, and it was when I was really down about my art and stuff, and it was so helpful. So your first part of your list, oh, by the way, do not get distracted by the handwriting of a toddler. It's got some good stuff in there, okay, guys? Just ignore the handwriting. Anyway. So the first part of your list is why you love drawing. So this is the stuff that you love about drawing. Like for me, it was the fantasy of it. It was the ability to control the narrative and the story that really attracted me to art. And this is something you're going to need to write out because sometimes you're going to hate art, bro. You're going to just freaking hate it. Like it's going to make you want to cry all the time. But just look back at this paragraph, okay? All right, the second part of the list is what you're good at drawing. So for me, I was good at eyes. I was good at hair. My digital art was on point. But I really sucked at hands. So that's the next part of your list. That's the not so fun part. What are you really, really bad at? And for me, it was my hands, it was my traditional art, and a bunch of other things. But so I started targeting the areas that I was bad at. So I drew so many hands. I drew hand after hand after hand until I developed a patented technique that I think any artist can use. Cough, cough, subtle plug. Watch the video. It's really good and really informative. Cough, cough, subtle plug. All right. No, that list was super helpful. I did it in a time when I was really unconfident in my art. Like, I was struggling to make pieces. I was like, my art sucks. Like, why am I doing this? Do I hate this? And so kind of evaluating that I'm not horrible at everything was really good for my art self-esteem, and I really felt that I had some stuff to do. So let's update you with the picture and where I am right now. I'm done with the line art, and it's a little granulated because it's a video recording, of course, but it looks so much better than what I could do a few years ago. So hopefully when I add color, it's going to clear up for the camera. All right, back to you, Voiceover Beyonce. Back to me, the best Beyonce. Okay, next point, only compare yourself to you. What does that mean? That means do not go on Pinterest and play the dangerous game of looking at these professional artists and being like, oh, my art is terrible, it's not good, I'll never be good, because that'll put you in an art coma, guys. These are professionals who are at different parts of their art journey. You are maybe not at that level yet, and that is okay because you are on the road to there. You have to enjoy every single piece that you do, even if it's shitty, because it was so much fun to recreate. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you woke up tomorrow and you were a master artist, you would miss out on all the bad pictures you're gonna make. You know, those are so much fun to draw, man. Making bad art is actually really fun and therapeutic. So enjoy all the bad pieces. If you learn to draw just for the sake of drawing and not because the outcome is great, you're going to have way better art self-esteem because everybody creates bad art. That's just what happens. And you're not going to fall into an art block every time you're like, man, I'm just creating bad work. You're going to say instead, hey, it's not that great, but I still had a lot of fun. So just learn to practice different rhetoric, and instead of comparing yourself to professional artists, compare yourself to yourself 4 years ago. Find a bad drawing that you did 4 years ago and say, hey, I did so much better. So much better. I do it all the time. Look at me, I'm doing it right now. It's step number 3. In every drawing, do something difficult. What does that mean? That means target something that you're struggling with. Interruption time. Sorry, Voiceover Beyonce. So, I struggle, like I said before, with perspective, and I struggle with background. So, that's what I tried to target in this piece. Let's see how I did. In this painting, I tried a very difficult worm eye perspective. So like if the viewer is looking all the way up the character, and I tried to really like kind of a Tokyo city landscape to kind of challenge my background building abilities. And I'm not really sure like how it's going to turn out, but I'm really liking it so far. So I'll let you get back to a voiceover, Beyonce. So many interruptions, come on. But if you're an artist who only draws heads and they're only in 3/4 view, you're really shortening your skills, man. You're gonna stunt your growth, and you might have some really banging 3/4 head views, but that's all you're gonna be able to do. And that's gonna stunt your growth for years. So every time you have a piece, draw something that is difficult in that piece. All right, step number 4, draw every day. I know this is a tired and used up tip, but it really works. 3 years straight, I drew every day. And what does that mean? That doesn't mean draw a full blown out composition. We are people, we don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? So every night I would draw the same piece, maybe like I would add a little bit to the same piece, or I would just doodle like on a notebook or on my homework or stuff. My teachers probably saw like 400 different doodles. Maybe put on a Netflix show while you're drawing. I do that all the time. I watch so many trashy movies when I draw. So I watched all of the freaking Princess Christmas Bride movies. Oh my gosh, they were so bad. And I don't even remember the plot of Kissing Booth. I swear to God, I don't remember. I wasn't even paying attention. And that's right. I think Kissing Booth was a bad movie. All right, he was so abusive. And everybody was super dumb. Like I just could not. It was a terrible movie. Okay, this next point, you guys are gonna get super mad at me. So hear me out before you click off, okay? So this is the one sentence that is gonna guarantee that you're not gonna improve on your art. That is just my art style. I hear it all the time when an artist is getting critiques. I said it a lot when I was first starting drawing. So it's a really bad sentence. When you start at drawing, do not focus on art style. You should be focusing on the art basics. When I was beginning, I was so determined to find that perfect style because I was like, that's how you get famous, right? You get that style that everybody loves, just like kind of like Lavender Town style, super unique and everybody loves. You get a cult following straight up. But what I failed to realize is Lavender Town definitely did not just grab a pencil one day and just start drawing like that. She understood things like perspective, anatomy, color theory, and she tailored that to her own style. What I was doing was so wrong. I wasn't developing an art style, I was developing art mistakes. I was just making a collection of mistakes and calling it an art style. For instance, I didn't really know how to draw a nose. I didn't know how noses looked. I just drew some commas in a line. And basically, I just said, that's my art style. Anytime somebody asks me, that nose looks a little funky. That's my art style, right? The perfect solution. And in the end, my art style was carp. I wasted my time and I learned a bunch of wrong things. Okay, real quick, by no means do I say you have to be a realistic artist. My art style is not even realistic at all. Look at my chibi characters, they don't even have noses. My thing is, if you know how to draw a nose and choose not to, that is an art style. If you don't know how to draw a nose and you're forced not to draw a nose, that is an art mistake. Plus, our professors would chew you up if you came around saying something about art style. They would be like, no, you better draw these hands like I tell you to in photo hyper realistic way. And also, if you want to be an art professionals just sort their work all the time. Abstract art, super unrealistic, but they know how to draw realistically. They know all the stuff. And if you want to be taken seriously, you got to know the basics. That's all I'm saying. And I have plenty of tutorials to help you get started. Cough, cough, subtle plug, go watch my videos. All right, last point, super helpful. Please don't use drawing bases for references. They're terrible. I'm so serious, man. You are trying to draw a drawing of a drawing and you don't know if it's accurate. You don't know if the artist who did that made mistakes or they oversimplified or the proportions are wrong. That's why all my bases that I give you guys for any art lessons, I include the reference image because I'm not a perfect artist and I want you guys to see all the nuances in the values and all the different muscles. So I post a bunch of these bases on my Instagram and my Patreon, so if you guys want to use them, the links are in the description. But if you happen to want to use something else other than my amazing references, sketchfab.com is the best for finding perspective 3D models to play around with. ArtStation.com has an amazing light reference tool by William Nugan. I'll put the link in description. Finally, if you just want pure straight up tutorials, I have an amazing Pinterest board that's organized by things like noses, eyes, color theory, and all the works. So I will link that. This is actually the reference image that I used for this painting. It's not the best one, actually. I really had a hard time seeing through those pants, but better than nothing. So back to voiceover Beyonce. So try to use realistic references when you can. You can use those art bases. I'm not gonna lie, some of them are pretty cute, but take the picture yourself. Like try to copy the pose as best you can so you can compare with the drawing. Woo! Voiceover Beyonce is tired. I hope those tips were really helpful. This is literally the only things I did, and I just got so much better. So I hope you guys can apply that to your own drawing habits. So I'm going to finish this drawing up and show you guys the differences. Thank you for getting all the way to the end of this video. I have some of my students' amazing artwork showing up right now. Remember, as always, to go follow them, show them the love. And they're doing redraws this week in the spirit of progressing in our art and all of that good stuff. Remember to check out the links in the description to get all the materials that I talked about in this video. And if you want to join our class Discord, we have games, activities, weekly assignments, and I help you guys with your art journeys, and we have art critiques, all the works. So I'm thinking about branching out, doing some different kind of videos, maybe some commentary, maybe some just relaxed drawing videos. Tell me what you guys want to see. All right, I'm about to go. Bye.